Okay, I'm recording now.
Hello and welcome back to another video. If you're watching this, you're probably my friend and I sent it to you. So thank you. I love you. And if you are not somebody that I know in real life, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Bailey and this is my channel where I talk about what I want to talk about. And today, the topic I want to yap about is Scooby-Doo Return to Zombie Island. I got rage baited by a movie meant for children. And we're going to talk about it. So I'm sure we all remember Scooby-Doo Zombie Island. I love that movie. It's one of my favorites. It's from that era in the 90s where the monsters were real. So Scooby-Doo and the gang go to Louisiana because Daphne has I think it's like a cable show, but it's Coast to Coast with Daphne Blake. And Fred is her producer, and they get the gang back together because she wants to find a
real live ghost.
And to which Velma replied with,
"That's an oxymoron, Daph."
And as a kid, I thought it was the real part that's fake, but turns out it's probably the bit about live ghost, not real ghost, which is fine. So they go to Zombie Island. They meet cat people. They're on Moonscar Island, and they think they're being haunted by the ghost of a pirate named Captain Moonscar. And turns out that the ghosts are actually trying to warn them that their hosts are cat people who sacrifice people every year, and they're next. And there's voodoo and there's magic, and in the end, like, it's real, and they lose all of their footage at the end. And like, it turns out the island was under investigation for people going missing anyway. Very fun movie. I like when Scooby-Doo leans into it's real. I think that there needs to be a good balance of real and not real, which is why Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated is a very fun edition of Scooby-Doo. But Return to Zombie Island takes a crap all over that movie. So Zombie Island came out in 1998, and then Return to Zombie Island came out in 2019. So in the 21 years, they had plenty of time to make something fun, and they just didn't. So I'm going to walk you through it and then tell you why I hate it. The movie starts with everybody running away from a werewolf. It's your typical unmasking. There's a joke about young man Withers, who is old man Withers' son, being behind it, and I enjoy that. There's a montage of them catching monsters. Then they realize that they've caught everything and there's no mysteries left to solve, so they sell the mystery machine, and nobody's excited about that. Why do that at all? Fred has a weird dream about the mystery machine to establish his unhealthy attachment. Honestly, all I'm gonna say is that he's, after selling the mystery machine, he spends the rest of the movie hallucinating that it's there, and he is really weird about his car. Velma has a blog, which, you know what, Velma would have a blog. I don't hate that as a character choice. Actually, I like it, but everybody is mean to her about it, which I don't like.
You have a blog? Yes.
They go out to eat at a diner, and that does feel referential to Scooby-Doo, but definitely like old Scooby-Doo, not the 90s movies that this one is based off of. So I'm not sure if this was a good reference or a bad reference, but it is for sure a reference. They're told to stay out of trouble. Shaggy and Scooby make everybody promise to not solve mysteries, and when he makes them swear, they copy every like that he says, which I did like.
We solemnly swear to not solve any more mysteries, man.
We solemnly swear to not solve any more mysteries, man.
The sheriff encourages them to go on vacation, and Shaggy has a list of places that they won't go. No amusement parks, no zoos, no theaters. Shaggy wants a staycation watching TV. And then there's randomly an Elvira cameo, because Shaggy and Scooby like bad horror movies. And Elvira announces an island vacation sweepstakes that Shaggy wins, and he can bring 3 guests and 1 pet, which is
oddly specific.
But everybody chooses not to read into it. They were promised a tropical island, and it doesn't look very tropical, but they choose not to read into it. The captain is weird, says the island is full of zombies.
The darkest reaches of Davy Jones' locker, if you ask me.
Okay.
They tell the gang to get out, and everyone is just oblivious. And I don't like how they're making them stupid. I feel like I need to check when Scooby-Doo and Guess Who started airing, because I watched the Ricky Gervais episode and it made me so angry that I turned it off and never came back to Scooby-Doo and Guess Who, because just like the bit that Ricky Gervais is just every bit that Ricky Gervais does is just calling them stupid to their faces, and they don't react, and they're not stupid. Stop calling the Scooby game stupid. Nobody knows how to talk to each other anymore without any mysteries to solve, which is another thing that I just hate. Like that people would act like they're not friends and don't know a lot about each other and don't know how to talk. They road trip. there has to be other things that they talk about. They meet each other's families. They have to engage in each other's hobbies in different episodes to solve the mysteries. There would be things to talk about. Something cuts a palm tree into the road. It's a cat person. The palm tree is plastic. They choose not to read into it. But their tire was slashed. Moonstar Island Resort is very clearly the same house from Moonscar Island. Velma acknowledges it, but denies that it's that island. We get a quick summary of Scooby-Doo, Zombie Island. Velma says she didn't like how things ended and wants to solve the mystery, but Shaggy reminds them of their promise. Did she forget how things went? Like, they were tied up with ropes that they couldn't see and dangled in the air by cat people. What do you mean you didn't like how it ended? There are security cameras all over the place, and the staff working at the hotel look almost identical to the people from the first movie. Someone quotes Shakespeare at Daphne, and Mona, or whatever that blonde lady's name is, just keeps saying yes and to everything. And then we get another round Scooby and Shaggy. Is this a fetish thing? I really hope it's not a fetish thing. Shaggy and Scooby go to get massages, but then zombies come in to do the massages, and they run away and run into the gang and gaslight themselves out of whatever they just saw. Shaggy and Scooby hide in a kitchen cabinet and then fall down like a tunnel into the cave where they were voodoo tortured in the good movie. At this point, Daphne and Velma are like itching to solve a mystery. They desperately want to, and Fred is being a freak about the mystery machine. Zombies approach the house. The hotel owner asks 3 times what they're going to do, and everybody just keeps turning it to Shaggy and Scooby because they need permission to solve a mystery this time. They give permission, so they start setting traps around the house. The zombies get into the house, and they are all caught by the gang, and then a cat person starts a fire that sets off the sprinklers and melts the zombie makeup to reveal that the hotel staff was the zombies. It was all a setup. The gang walks us through it. I do like in movies where they walk you through how it all happened, but it's weird that it's happening in the middle of the movie. We'll come back to that. But it was a movie set. The hotel manager, Alan, is a director, and he's trying to make a found footage horror movie because he reads Velma's blog. But he is not the one who cut down the tree or slashed the tires. And he's wearing Simone from the last movie's pendant. But the gang agrees to play along for the sake of the movie, and Velma is going to kind of try to solve the zombie thing while they're at it. They think Velma is just making up mysteries that aren't there. And then there's a conversation about gluten, which Fred doesn't know what gluten is, but Daphne has been gluten-free. Which, again, if they were friends, he would know what it is, so that, because Daphne's not eating it because they're friends and they all like live in a van together. Shaggy for sure knows what gluten is. And then the mystery machine appears, and it's on monster truck tires, and Fred kisses the tires. He's like that guy from My Strange Addiction.
It's Nathaniel. I'm 27 years old and I'm in a serious relationship with my car.
Okay.
And the stunt driver is also like a hunky guy dressed like Fred. Scooby is a bad actor. Fred doesn't want to use his stunt double. Cat person makes the chandelier fall, and Scooby saves Alan, the director, from it. Velma refuses to accept the ending of Zombie Island like everybody else did, and wants to solve the cat person thing they've got going on. And then a ton of cats emerge from the woods and attack everyone. They quit. The cat people emerge. They run to the ferry, which leaves at dusk. I distinctly remember them being cats was related to the moon. Alan lit the ferry on fire to make everybody finish making the movie. Deranged. Sue him. Press charges. Fred jumps onto a burning boat to save everybody, to save the mystery machine. And then everybody gets in and he drives. The cat person wants Alan's necklace, but Alan tells him to film instead of saving him. Fred's solution is to murder.
I'm almost glad he's gone.
Cat people can run as fast as a car and also rip the roof off. So that's great. The only way out is to jump over the river and the house, I guess. And then we get stuck with a chase scene. Shaggy takes them to the tunnel, to that cave where they got voodoo tortured, so they can hide. And there's holes dug everywhere because they must be looking for Moonscar's lost treasure, which like briefly came up in the good movie. And it's, surprise, it's the Harvest Moon again. Quick, take off your clothes and leave them here. Also the necklace. Cat people put on... Quick, take off your clothes and leave them here. Also the necklace. Cat people put it on the moon dial, and it makes a laser pointer that points at where the treasure is buried. The gang pretends to be zombies. I'm gonna have to watch this movie again because what the heck did that note mean? Take off your clothes and leave them here. Also the necklace. Cat people put it on the moon dial and it makes a laser pointer that points at where the treasure is buried. The gang pretends to be zombies. Cat people are the island greeters and the ferry captain, and the treasure is Scooby Snacks. I don't know what the laser was then. And they used a cat whistle to guide the cats, but they didn't know about, like, this cat person. The police arrive and arrest the cat people. How have I made it this far without making a joke about furries? I think I just don't have good jokes about furries. Cat people. Meow. Oh, I don't have cat ears. Can't wear them if I don't own them. And this is kind of like spur of the moment decision to record. The cats start digging up treasure. Alan takes all of the gold and decides to retire. That's the director guy. Velma says that it was the same people both times and the zombies were hallucinations from swamp gas. And then they decide to start solving mysteries again, and Fred needs the mystery machine back. The fourth cat person is never explained. And the movie's over. And then we get like a blooper reel during credits, which I do love a good animated movie blooper reel. Absolutely bring them back. And now we get to my thoughts about this godforsaken movie. I really do feel rage baited by it. The 90s movies were, you've got Cyber Chase, Witch's Ghost, Zombie Island, Alien Invaders. And they're all super fun because it was trying something new. That just letting the monsters or aliens or witches be real was very creative and very fun. And, you know, the top two for everybody is either Witch's Ghost or Zombie Island out of all of these. And I have a hard agree. I think I like Witch's Ghost more, which I have these vivid memories from when I was a kid watching VHS tapes, and it's like the commercials on them. And there was a commercial for Witch's Ghost that scared me so bad I never wanted to watch it.
Ghosts.
And I only watched it like in 2020. Maybe even 2021, and I loved Witch's Ghost. I think that one's my favorite. I love the fall vibes. The Hex Girls. It's an all around fantastic movie, and so is Zombie Island. I watched that one first as like a teenager. I don't know why the only one that I saw was. We watched the other two. This was back when you had to like rent movies, so I don't know why maybe we did get the other ones and I didn't remember them, but I really only remember like watching Cyber Chase as a kid and seeing Alien Invaders like once. But they are great movies with fun direction and good story. And I think I understand the desire to make more and to build off of it because it would be cashing in on people's nostalgia. But why did we make them stupid? Why did we say all of it was fake and everybody here is an actor? When I first got this movie, I told my brother about it. I was like, did you know they made Return to Zombie Island? And his response was, you're gonna hate it. And he was right. He knows what movies I like and don't like. And he knows what I like in a Scooby-Doo. And I don't like when they act like the gang don't know each other well. I hate that a lot. I hate when we act like they're stupid. I don't mind them being bad actors. I think that's kind of funny, actually. But I cannot get on board with how they treated the characters in this movie. Just choosing not to believe that they're in the same place doesn't work for me. So you can skip this movie. It does make me wonder what was going on in the lead up to 2019, because this is the second movie to come out that year where they just took a dump on the beloved thing that it was based on. Go watch my other Scooby-Doo video, the 13-ish Ghost of Scooby-Doo. On the 13th Ghost, they just say, oh yeah, none of that was real. And then Zombie Island, they say, oh yeah, none of that was real. I think it would be better to just say it's a multiverse, or they are real. I blame like Marvel movies for this, but not everything that has ever happened with characters needs to be in the same timeline. I think that DuckTales 2017 did the best job of that it's all just kind of a joke. And everybody's like, how old is Scrooge McDuck? How long has he been alive? And that's part of the joke, is that he has done all those things because he's cursed. That's how he's lived so long. Is he like bought a time? Anyway, that's it. Whatever. So like if you're going to revisit properties where it was real, but in this era you want none of it to be real, just don't revisit it. Unless you want the outrage marketing. But I would say Return to Zombie Island is a skip, unfortunately. I really wanted to like it, but the people who made it didn't like Zombie Island is the vibe that I'm getting. The gang is not stupid. The gang is friends. That's what happens when you drive around the country solving mysteries with your talking dog. I think that's everything. So, if you made it to the end of this video, thank you very much for watching the whole thing. I love you. Oh my god, we had no appearances from Brody. He is here. He's like right here, taking a nap. He didn't bark. You might have heard Howdy squeaking his toy fetish thing. But no Brody today. So thank you for watching the whole video. If you want to follow me on TikTok while we still use that, I have the same username on there as here, the BLYHDGN. And I post there a lot more regularly than I post here, but it is mostly shit posting. So short form content, we love it. It's a lot easier to make that every day than it is to make a YouTube video. These take time, these take editing, these take thought. So thank you for your patience, and I hope to see you in the next one. We'll see what it is. And it's not going to be bad Scooby. That's going to be my promise, is the next Scooby-Doo video that I make will be a Scooby-Doo that I like. Not watching something new for the first time. It's going to be a Scooby that I like. So, bye! Why can't I get up?